Alright guys, welcome back to Persona 3 Reload. Last time I meant Persona 3. We just began our second, or whatever number we're at of going to Tartarus. Yeah, we're just continuing on with Tartarus and stuff like that. But first things first is that we're actually going into another gatekeeper boss, which is, it's pretty standard stuff. We already know how to deal with those, but Fuka was just giving us a tutorial about her Theurgy and how it charges up. So Fuka's Theurgy charges up fastest when you scan an enemy. But the thing is you already know where I'm going with this, is as a result of New Game Plus, if you've already scanned basically every single enemy you run into, you can't really charge Fuka's Theurgy that fast because, well, it charges up slower without doing that. But Fuka's Theurgy, basically, it can apply a random effect to you. And it's the same principle as it was back in the original game and like, portable and stuff like that. But the thing is that in Reload, none of the effects can harm you, because that was something back in the original that you could run into, where the effect of Oracle could actually be a detriment to you. So that doesn't happen, but that doesn't happen here. Thank Christ, by the way. But it's not. But like most of the time, I think I usually get the one where it increases your all of your stats in one move, or it just charges and focuses your party. Those are usually the two I get. I've gotten the one where it gives you a full heal, including all ailments and stuff like that. But using Fuka's Theurgy when you can is really helpful, mainly because it doesn't actually consume your turn. The only thing. So you can use that it anytime. It's really, I use it the most during boss battles because that's just the best time to use it. And then again, I just use any Theurgy during a boss battle when I can. The only exception is I try not to use Armageddon against boss battles, except for one exception, which is the final battle. But that's just because it's the final battle. Might as well end it on a big blast. Speaking of, by the way, yes, at the time of this recording, I literally just finished recording all of the rest of the game, so all of the game is recorded and just ready for commentary at this point, but I'm not going to record ahead because I'm not that crazy. And it honestly took me a lot less time than I thought it would, or a lot less sessions than I thought it would, because I try to name all the sessions, and it's about 27 sessions, but I'm gonna take a few off there, probably around 23, probably, because some of those sessions were on the same day, or they were just, I ended the session right at when I was about to go to Tartarus, or right before a huge story moment, because there are a few story moments that are probably about 2 hours long. And there's just not a good cutoff point. Specifically, the final story bits. Once you finish the final boss battle, there is a lot of story that takes place. And I'm not even close to that stuff yet, but I'm very curious what future me is going to do in terms of cutting parts up for that, assuming I do it all. So, at the time of this recording, I'm actually hearing more and more speculation about the Persona 4 remake, or at least, people are doing their thing of assuming that we are getting a Persona 4 remake, which is for some reason being called Persona 4 Rerun, which I guess kind of makes sense since Persona 4's this whole thing is TVs. But, again, I like Persona 4, I really do, but I really just don't want a remake of it. I'm fucking done with Persona remakes and re-releases right now. I'm just kind of done with Persona 3 through 5. Just move on to Persona 6, for fuck's sake. I don't care. Because it's just... You know, we've had like, I know Persona 4 had a huge period of time of spin-offs before it moved on to Persona 5, and then now Persona 5 is in that stage where, you know, it's getting spin-offs and releases, re-releases, but, you know, I'm just... Move on to Persona 6, for the love of God. Please do not let Persona 3 go right back to being the one with all of the re-releases and spin-offs and shit again. You know, after Persona 3 Reload, I think I'm done with Persona 3 stuff. Oh, there's apparently a powerful shadow there. That's the first time I've seen a shadow in that cutscene showing us where the treasure chest is. I've never seen that before. But I mean, if they were to remake Persona 4, I would just assume it's just going to be based off of Persona 4 Golden and just do the same exact thing that Reload did for 3. But the thing is that, you know, Reload added certain things that just couldn't exist, that didn't exist in the original 3, such as giving mini social links to the guys. But the thing is that Persona 4 already has social link for the guys. And there's not really anyone to add social links to, and there's not really anything to add in terms of story. They would just be, I mean, you can say that, you know, we have more scenes with Adachi and stuff like that. That's what his social links for in Golden. You know, that's what they gave the social link in Golden for. That's his whole thing. God damn it, I just realized that Makoto and Joker have the same exact battle pose. Like, they stand the exact same way that they do in battles. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but whenever they're idle for battles, they kind of just stand the exact same way when it's not their turn. When it is their turn, you know, they have different animations. God damn it, Jasmine, why every time? But, like, it's really clear that it's the same with the Joker costume on. And I just realized that. I don't know why it took me so long to realize that. I know Yu's battle pose is completely different, at least in 4. I think in 5 they changed it for the optional battle with Yu in 5 Royals, this Velvet Room thing. I don't even remember if I beat those two. I don't even remember if I beat Makoto and Yu in that game. I don't think I ever really participated in the Velvet Room battle mode stuff because I just genuinely didn't care. Like, I think I did just for the platinum, but mainly I don't remember. Like, I don't think I made a huge deal about, you know, getting all the rewards for that, because I think the platinum was just clearing the battles in the first place. And I don't even think the trophy counted Yu and Makoto, or as Persona 5 Royal calls it, Seize Boy and, what was it, Mature Looking Boy or something like that, or Investigation Team Boy? I think it was Investigation Team. Because Persona Q2 calls him Mature Looking Boy, I believe. Oh yeah, by the way, I actually played Persona Q2. Or at least a good chunk of it. It's one of those games that it's really hard to get into Persona Q and Q2 because of the nature of the 3DS, and Persona Q2 specifically, I don't remember what Persona Q plays like. I haven't played it in forever. It's probably the same if I'm thinking right, but like, it feels so slow. Especially, you know, because they have, you know, Nintendo console gimmick interface situation where you have to actively, like, look at the bottom screen and draw out the map as you go through it, and it's just kind of, it makes navigation a little slow, and I'm not a huge fan of that. But besides that, it's good. Kind of wish I got an English translation. Oh, dear God, not this. Yeah, okay. So this is where I'm having my idiot moment, thinking that the Reaper is active. No, he's not, at least not yet. So what I'm doing is I'm standing on the same floor. There I go. So what I'm doing is I'm standing in the same floor, trying to summon the Reaper, because I'm pretty sure I've already talked about. I think I talked about the Reaper last part, but the Reaper is basically one of the most powerful enemies in the game. However, there is a condition for him to appear. Basically, you just have to stand around on the same floor for a long period, for a few minutes, or just stay on the same floor. But there is a certain floor type that does make him appear faster, which is basically the dark room floors, where your entire vision is obstructed by a heavy dark fog, and he comes a lot faster in that. But I don't realize that technically the Reaper isn't a thing yet until Fuka says so. So yeah, that's the reason we haven't encountered him yet, because you can take... So, until Fuka mentions that there is a shadow called the Reaper or whatever her dialogue is, he will not appear at all in Tartarus. Baron Karen, really? Oh, I hit him with it. Okay, never mind. What the hell am I doing? Just hit the fucker! Why didn't I do it? It wasn't gonna kill him. What the hell was that? Why didn't I just do it? I don't feel like doing the work. You do it. I wanted to land the killing shot, I guess. Okay, I don't know why I wasted all that time. I could have just killed him with Yukari and moved on. Or killed him myself at the beginning of the battle, but whatever. By the way, that's another feature that I will never use, because I think it's my fear of the original Persona 3, where where if they found like money and stuff like that, they kept it for themselves. And I guess I just never forgave them for... I just never forget. I never forget. And, so I just never use it. And mainly because the other reason is... the game makes a huge deal about this, too, where they warn you if you try to go into Tartarus without a full party. Like, Huku will be like, oh, don't you want a full party? Okay, you do you. So I'm that kind of person that's just, like, a little paranoid when it comes to not having a full party. There are instances where I do go into battle without a full party for different reasons. One, I'm trying to level grind for just myself, and I don't want the EXP distributed amongst everybody else. Or I'm just trying to I'm trying to do something that's just really quick. And, like, one thing, like, I'm going to Thebel, and I'm just trying to charge my Theurgy gauge real quick before I do a boss battle or something. Specifically, the Elizabeth fight, which, by the way, I'm going to spoil this now. I don't actually beat Elizabeth in this playthrough. I'm just going to say that now. In fact, I'm probably just going to cut right past that in the session, because I spent 2 hours trying to beat her, and I couldn't do it, and I was just like, oh, fuck this. I'm not wasting hard drive space on failed attempts. I'm just gonna move on so yeah, that's just... So what's funny is I do literally every other request except that one. So whoops. I got all the requests but one. Don't try to charm her. I'm doing that. Well, there is the off chance that I can freeze her with the with this ability. Because the other thing about Theurgies is that, you know, they ignore resistances, meaning that no matter what, it will hurt them. But there is also the off chance that it can inflict a certain ailment on them, if possible. Like, Mitsuru's, for example, can inflict freeze. Like, it's like a medium chance, though. I'm pretty sure, yeah, that was blocked, you idiot. But like Akihiko's is Theurgies, his can has the chance to shock enemies. It just depends on your luck It just depends on your luck, I guess. Because I've had times where it does it, and I've had times where it doesn't. And also Theurgies can get a critical hit. At least certain ones can, especially if they're physical abilities. Like Scarlet Fever for Makoto's. And I believe Akihiko's is can. I believe his, at least his, oh, it's because I'm under an ailment. By the way, you can't use Theurgies if you're under any ailment at all, even if it's, you know, something where you can still fight.
This will do the trick. Go for it.
What to do?
There you go. I don't remember what Distress does to you. I think it just makes you more, I think it just is basically a defense lower. But it also makes it to where you're more susceptible to ailments. I know what Confused does, and it pisses me off. Especially when it throws, like, a bunch of money away. Don't Marin Karen them. Akihiko can read? I didn't know that. It's like, Akihiko, if I use me Patra on you one more time.
You dodged the attack. Nice one. There, you can do it. Enemy defeated. You're doing great, Yukari-chan.
Wait, what did the name of the enemy say? I need to read it again.
One enemy eliminated.
Okay. Okay, I don't know why. I'm so tired. And it was so fast. I legitimately thought it said prostate. I was like, what? It's actually called that? I don't know why I thought it was called that. I am very stupid. I was like, why the fuck is it called the prostate Giga? Like, what the hell's going on here? Is it a Giga that gives you your prostate exam? Ugh.
Not that. No.
I don't know if I ever show off the one Junpei dialogue that out of context just makes no fucking sense. Where he mentions that he misses Mitsuru's voice for Tartarus, and mentions that it sounds like getting stepped on, and I'm just like, dude, what the fuck? There's a few out of context quotes that happen in Tartarus that, unfortunately, since I blitz through Tartarus most of the time and don't really pay attention to the dialogue because I just don't give a fuck. And this was something that happened in Persona 5 too, where in Memento specifically, at least, there were times where your allies would just talk in the van about certain things. That's where a lot of like major meme quotes came from. Like, I believe Akechi has a quote about him being pissed off that that pancakes was the one thing to rat him out, and that he doesn't want to hear that word ever again. But honestly, I'm pretty sure that was just Robbie Damon in the recording booth being frustrated at the fact that another fan asked for him to mention pancakes, and he's just getting tired of hearing it. I got lucky with that critical hit.
Good work out there.
Now then, let's get back to
Honestly, though, I both like and dislike the Persona 5 costumes. It's just weird, in all honesty.
we found the
Oh my god! Stop missing! Okay, you weren't even... Dude! There you go. And he got the seize advantage anyway. There's one ability that I'll be getting actually way later than I thought I was getting it, which is basically ambush, where you get a free advantage no matter what distance, whenever you run at an enemy and attack them from behind. Or hell, you don't even have to attack them from behind. You still get the advantage in battle. And, well, that's useful. I mean, because that basically... because I don't think we're not gonna be running into the Reaper in this part, but I will tell you now we will be running into him later. But that actually makes the Reaper exploit like a ton easier. Because because you do still have to actively find the Reaper and actually attack him on the map in order to actually engage the battle with him. And by the way, I will warn you, the Reaper will follow you to the next floor. If the Reaper is summoned on the floor that you're on, and this is actually what tutorial we're learning about here. This is one that I never use because one, it wastes SP for Fuka, and if you are someone who scans enemies a lot, you kind of need all the SP you can get. And Fuka's ability is called jamming, where basically you can just walk around shadows now and not get spotted by them. See, I'm walking right past them, and they can't hurt. They don't see me. This is kind of useless now with New Game Plus. Since I'm a much higher level than the shadows to begin with, and the shadows actively run away from me because of how high Makoto's level is, so this is kind of pointless. So I never use this now. This is the only time you'll see this. There are other abilities that Fuka does have that I just still don't use because I don't see the point in it. There's one called Tartarus Search, which actually is a lot more helpful than it sounds. Where basically she just reveals the entire floor for you, which is nice and all, but again, you're better off, most of the time the floors in Tartarus are pretty small. The floors in Tartarus are most of the time are relatively small, so you don't have to worry too much about, being in the same, being stuck on a floor because you can't find your way out. There's no maze-like element to this. And plus, another thing is that once you find the stairs, you can fast travel to the next floor instantly. Like the second you found those stairs, you can just press the L1 button and go to the next floor. Oh, god damn it, not... Okay, good.
We caught them by shadows. Do your best to take it down. That about does it.
Golden Hands in the remake, though, are a lot easier to deal with than in the original, because in the original, on the map at least, they could actively despawn. Like after a few seconds, if you took too long to actually engage in battle with them, they did disappear, and you couldn't get them. Yeah, see right there. By the way, you can fast travel, but in Reload, they don't disappear at all unless they go towards the stairs. That's the only time I've seen them disappear, is if they go towards the stairs. But that's because that's the game's way of preventing you from accidentally going to the next floor if you didn't mean to.
Not feel super refreshed after dozing off in class?
I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that. Everyone, be sure to take care of yourselves.
Yukari's in trouble after we get out of Tartarus today, huh?
Take us to the entrance. Try to
I think I probably, Yukari mentions that, dozing off in class is, refreshing and all that. I don't think I've ever really dozed off in a class except for one time in my my senior year of college, where it was the day after doing a film shoot for a class that technically I wasn't even a part of. I was just helping out because, I felt like it, and plus it was good experience. And we ended up having to film probably until like, I think we ended up finishing around like 3 a.m. I want to say, or no, 5. All I know was it was early in the morning, and I didn't even go home that day, because we had to go back to the school, so they dropped me off at the school, but by the time I got there, it was already like almost time for my first class of the day, and I was so hell-bent on not missing a single class that semester, especially anything that was related to my major. So I went to that class anyway with like 0 hours of sleep and probably hopped up on like 20 cans of G Fuel and 5-hour energies, and I'm pretty sure my heart was praying to me this never drink caffeine for the rest of the week. But I was so tired. I was almost dozing off like every 5 seconds. It looked terrible. And I still feel really bad about that. But anyway, that's enough of that. So the next time we meet in Persona 3 Reload, we're going to be continuing to explore Tartarus. I do believe we actually meet the Reaper and utterly kill him a million times, because I will say this now, I already edited the next part, and I will say that the Reaper shows up at least like 4 times. So see you guys next time for more Persona 3 Reload, and take care.